Everyone. My name is Cooper. I hope you all are having a lovely day unless you are a child predator, AI supporter, or the person who keeps stealing all of my potato chips. I'm here to talk to you about something that everyone and their grandmother seems to know about: AI. You need no introduction to this thing. I'm just gonna go right in with why I am so done with this thing, and that if I had the option to destroy it, I would. I would, instantly, with no hesitation. This will be broken up into two sections: why I dislike or hate LLMs, I don't really know which one, and why I have a burning hatred for generative AI. Disclaimer: the LLM section is longer than the Gen AI section because all of my concerns about Gen AI have been said countless times before, and nobody's really talked about why people dislike ChatGPT and that type of stuff, so yeah. Before I go into points on why I hate LLMs and that type of stuff, I want to quickly cover how an AI like ChatGPT or Gemini works. ChatGPT and Gemini are LLMs, which stands for Large Language Models. I'm sure a lot of you know that. But the best way I can describe how this works is to describe basically how to build one. Although, fair warning, you're gonna have to take this with a grain of salt, as even though I have researched this, I am simplifying incredibly, and if I make any errors, please note them in the comments. I don't want to be spreading misinformation. Let's start with the fact that an LLM is a neural network that needs training data to learn from. Let's also look at how training data is prepared for a neural network. First, a large mass of data, or in our case, text, is gathered and run through a couple of algorithms. In the case of LLMs such as ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, this training data consists of a lot of available information on the internet. I should say, though, that this is curated by a team of engineers, so that it's not fed things such as racist posts on Twitter. Actually, I should just say posts on Twitter. the and then there's a couple of algorithms that kind of just take this. The first one takes this text and converts it into numbers so the neural network can actually read it. This is the tokenization process. And another algorithm will take this data and it's supposed to scrape it clean of duplicates and toxic data, but can't really do the toxic data stuff because it can't really tell the difference between regular data and non-toxic data. So those two algorithms basically prepare the machine to learn from the data. A neural network then takes this prepared training data and learns from it by running it through its neurons and does what a machine learning algorithm does. It organizes the data into complex and abstract patterns. This usually, in turn, makes it learn grammar as a side effect. An LLM would then use that new data to start predicting words, keyword predicting, and it would predict new words and text based off of a prompt. So that's my quick summary of how an LLM works. That allows me to say with proof that modern LLMs are really only good for two things: grammar checking and fact checking. I put fact in quotations there, as it's never going to be a guarantee that LLMs will be correct on anything. This explains why things like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude are all absolutely garbage at a lot of things outside of those two things, such as like math, science, and programming. If you ask ChatGPT to help you with your math homework, just put the fries in the bag. You're gonna get an F or a D at least. This if this is because of the fact that LLMs are completely incapable of thinking, is unable to compute, is it is only able to reason. An LLM can outform logical reasoning. If it sees A equals B, then it won't be able to see that B equals A. Remember that LLMs are literally just word predictors. They're pretty much just a glorified Grammarly plugin. They can be a useful tool for some things, but for research, you should probably just research it yourself. In fact, to make a statement about this, I researched everything I'm talking about in this video using sources like Wikipedia, psychology sites, and even straight from OpenAI themselves. Hours of research went into this, and no AI was used whatsoever. It would be extremely counterintuitive to my beliefs and the point this video is trying to make. so don't like harass me in the comments with false accusations or something dumb like that, please. Thank you. Anyways, LLMs are not good at advanced things, not at all. But here's where I have a problem with it, because I don't have a problem with the fact that it is unable to do those things. I don't think that AI should be capable of doing those things anyway. No, I have a problem with the fact that companies that have AI products will frame it like the way they do, like they can do those things, and then advertise it like that. This is such a big problem that there's a Wikipedia page about it now, and there's a term for it, and it's called AI washing. Real quick, here's the exact definition of AI washing that I saw on Wikipedia, sorry. AI washing is a deceptive role marketing tactic, AI washing is a deceptive marketing tactic that consists of promoting a product or a service by overstating the role of AI and the integration of it. The simple reason why this is done is so simple. It's just because of corporate greed. The companies want more money, and what better way to do that besides framing their product as the thing that all people need? They want to make it look good to investors. A metaphor I came up with for AI, such as like ChatGPT and that type of stuff, is a reference to one of my favorite stories, The Lorax. I should specify the book, not the movie. The movie sucks ass. AI is the need of the modern world. It's being presented as this miracle worker that can solve so many problems, and yet its production and use is destroying the internet. We all know about dead internet theory. So stop believing the ads. Just understand that they're just trying to satisfy the greed of the corporations that make them. Now we're getting into the biggest problem about LLMs, and that's AI psychosis. ChatGPT and mental health are not a good conversation or combination at all, sorry. We've all seen the news stories of the people who used AI so much they started talking to it like a friend. Extreme cases show the people believing it is sentient or in love with them or some sort of all-knowing being. This happens because AIs like ChatGPT are literally designed to be this way. I'm sure everyone knows how ChatGPT and those types are people pleasers. It's literally programmed to make you feel happy using it, and it's programmed to make you feel like you should continue using it. This causes it to start to affirm delusions in people, causing these same people to eventually hold up weapons, threatening to assassinate large figures, or do heinous things in public. All of which have unfortunately happened and have tragically killed people. People more at risk of mental health problems or mental illnesses are more at risk of AI psychosis due to the nature of AI that they're talking to. And I want to say this because of one thing. If you are struggling with mental health or any of that, do not ask an AI what to do. It gives big, appealing messages because it is designed to do that. Even if it is giving blatantly wrong and harmful information. I'm not an expert, obviously, but there are lines, there are therapists, there are real people that can help you. I cannot stress how dangerous AI can be to people who overuse it, and even more dangerous it can be to the people with mental health problems. AI psychosis is starting to become a massive problem within our societies, and while it is not an official medical diagnosis, there are literal support groups that have been developed to help those affected by it. This is my biggest concerns for LLMs like ChatGPT and Gemini, and why I saved it for the last in my concerns over LLMs. Alright, that's everything I have to say about LLMs. I guess we're gonna move on to Gen AI, which I'll just disclaim here. I hate it so much. If I had a button that would launch a missile at like the embodiment of generative AI, I would push that button like a billion times. I hate Gen AI so much. First reason is that art is to create, not generate. Art is about using your skills, your body, your feelings, emotion, thoughts to make something. It's about putting your essence down on canvas using your own essence. You don't have to be good to make art. It just needs to be made with a soul and a feeling. It just stems from your thoughts. When an AI generates it for you, not only are you making it, not only are you not making it, but it's also being made without a soul or feeling. Is being made instantly, showing your laziness to learn how to draw. When you are using it for anything, not only are you showing how utterly lazy you are to the point where you surprise me with the fact that you were even able to pick up your phone to DoorDash yourself your daily all-you-can-eat buffet, but you're also showing how disrespectful you are to the real artists who have spent years upon years mastering the craft, making original works, something that you apparently can never do. AI art, or AI art, is soulless. It's mass produced, devil spawned right from the sinful fires of hell. Nerve of you to the nerve you must have to sit in your probably rat-infested room, sit at a computer, and say, yeah, learning how to draw is too hard. Let me tell a machine to do it for me so I can attack actual artists with their slop. The people who are like that are the sole embodiments of hypocrisy, and the ability for God to give stuff like this is something that I will never have in a billion trillion years over the span of hundreds of thousands of lives. Now, I just want to say, for context's sake, this applies to all evil people, so yeah. Next point that I want to make is that generative AI steals from real creators. Like LLMs, generative AI is just a pattern repeater. That means that generative AI needs to be trained off of source material. That source material is real work by real people with real needs and livelihoods. They're scraping actual work done by people to feed into their machine that does nothing but blend it up and shit it out. Continuing to use Gen AI fades more and more of this actual material to make your slop. Again, insanely disrespectful to other people and their hard work. Also, you can continue to be lazy and refuse to learn how to actually draw. And the last thing I have to say about generative AI is the fact that you just can't automate creativity. Having creativity with anything, art, writing, games, for God's sake, makes you unique. Having to put time, effort into and work into something makes whatever you make stand out. When you get an AI to make art for you or write a book for you, God's sake, it's taking away the creativity from it. You using AI to make something for you takes away every single aspect of what would make it pleasant to look at and acknowledge. Now, again, I'm sorry that this section was a bit shorter than the one on LLMs. The thing about generative AI is that everybody hates it. Me stating it and reasons behind it makes me sound like a broken record. I will naturally explain more about my very harsh opinions on AI and the people who use it. Spoiler alert! All roads lead to I hate it as much as Am hates humans. I made the LLM section longer because I see that it's not a subject often talked about, and when people do say that they hate it, people tend to not really give all the reason behind it, besides AI psychosis and that type of stuff. And I kind of wanted to. Now, don't get me wrong, I want to clarify this again. I hate both generative AI and LLMs. They are both plagues on humanity, and I think that they just need to go. Now, before I end off, I just want to say that AI is a solution to a problem that never existed in the first place. Think all the way back to 2022, when ChatGPT was released. Pretend like it never happened. Now when you're back to the days where you had to actually use your, on average, 170 billion brain cells to do simple tasks such as deciding what to wear for the day, or figuring out how long you need to microwave your leftovers for, or doing your schoolwork or job. Alright, that's all I have to say. I hate AI. We should burn it and go back to thinking free and original thoughts. We should start talking to actual people again. We should start making actual art again. Because even the banana taped to the wall was better than this shit, man.